Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome to a new week. It's actually Monday morning. I'm in my backyard. You can see my birds in the back, and I'm just relaxing. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning, but I'm ready to tell you about our week. Done a lot of schoolwork this weekend, just getting everything set up for how this is going to work with a Group A and a Group B and all those kinds of things. So if you can go to Google Classroom right now, or if you just want to watch the video, you can click along with me if you want. But you can see there's writing for publication schedule here. And if you click on that, you can see it opens up pretty much what's going on. Not pretty much, it opens up what's going on for the next few weeks. You can see exactly what we're doing when we're doing it. You can see that we're working on presentations this week on this journalism overview project. And you can see that on Friday, Group B will present in class up in front of the group. I mean, you can sit at your table if you want and present with it up on the screen. What I guess I'm not as concerned about the presentation skills at this point. More about the information so we can get some background on journalism. And then Monday for Group A. And I've set this up. I hope it's in a way that it gives you about the same amount of time to work on the project. Group B is a little bit different because they are working alone, so they don't have to have quite as much time to be together in the classroom. And I'll explain the presentation a little bit. I'll also explain the column analysis. You can see for week 2, we will be working on columns, and you'll have your columns due on Thursday the 17th. Everybody will, and we'll edit that day. And then you can also see we're moving on to editorials. So by the 25th, we'll have our first two types of stories written, handed in, graded, etc. Next thing I want to show you is, let's go to the presentation. So here's the journalism overview research presentations, and you can read, so I won't read it to you, but it's a 4 to 6 minute presentation. Please stay in the time limit. You're going to have to make some choices about what to cover here to make sure that you don't go over. And you can see the purpose, you can see the presentation goals here. Do the best job you can to be interesting and exciting and to teach us something. I know people that have had me in English before know that I don't love a ton of words on slides. I think this presentation may be a tiny bit different. I think you might need to put a little bit more, but certainly no paragraphs, nothing cut and pasted from anywhere. You are the teacher, and you're creating your own presentation. Grading, I don't really care about your grade. You're going to do fine. I'll put 30 points in the grade book for you when you just kill it and do an incredible job, and my expectations are high. Let's see, topics and partners. So here are the topics. There's 7 topics listed here. You can find your name. Topic number 1 is going to be the impact of lying and fabrication in journalism. You can see what group you're in, and if this is your topic or not. These are the names of the people that I know of. There probably are other people as well. These are some of the things you want to cover. I guess I want to be upfront and let you know that you do not have to stick exactly to what I'm saying here. I'd like you to cover these things, but certainly you can do more. But let's talk in class specific with everybody about where you're going, what you're covering. Topic number 2 is free speech law, journalism law having to do with high school newspapers. The Hazelwood and Tinker case are the 2 biggies. The Bethel case is another one. You can look these up and then teach us exactly what this means for us as a school newspaper, as the centraltrend.com. Topic number 3, the dying newspaper, and just how, the Grandpa's Press, if anyone gets it, it's getting smaller and smaller, and they used to be every day, and now they're just like 3 times a week. It's just different. But the dying newspaper in general, and why, and what's going on with that in our country. Number 4, investigative journalism. 2 main topics I want you to cover: Watergate and the jungle, and talk about how journalists brought about change through those 2 situations. But I would love a more current example, and maybe even a high school example. Could change be brought about, and has change been brought about by investigative journalism? And there's your groups for that. Number 5 is just the history of the American newspaper. When did it first start? When did it come about? Those are 3 big names in it. Teach everybody. When did it start? And where are we now because of it? Topic number 6, journalism subtypes. You can see these are all subtypes. There are other ones as well. Don't cover investigative because it's up here. And check with the history person just to make sure you're not repeating some things, because these are kind of part of the history of journalism. So maybe the history people, you could stay a little bit away from some of these, but you guys should talk to that group. And then number 7 is, so you want to be a journalist. Let's talk about the job prospects, college majors, programs, etc. Is there any money in it? What kinds of, I think the old way to be a journalist was to sit in the basement of some old building and write newspaper stories. I think the new way to be a journalist is obviously clearly online, but I think there's a lot of opportunities out there if you love to write. So these presentations, we'll have some time in class to talk about them and narrow down exactly what you're doing, but there's the overview of how that's going to work. Next thing I want to talk about is the column analysis. You can see on our schedule that you'll be doing a column analysis twice this week. And here's how it works. First, you'll get this document. You make a copy of this document. I'll put the assignments on Google Classroom. I need to write that down. And then you will go to thecentraltrend.com, and you will pull up a column. So you'll click here on opinion, and you'll go down here to columns, and you'll just click right here on columns. And here come all the columns chronologically. And you can see we have one really funny one about Harold the Cotton Ball, just posted a little bit ago. And then, all sorts of columns from, obviously you could scroll forever and you can keep going through these pages. And I want you to pick something that's interesting. Just reread this one, I've been waiting for you to clear, by Abby Wright. Incredible, just really powerful. But you can scroll through and pick one. After you pick it, you read it. After you read it, you fill out this form clearly. So your name, date, the exact column headline, so I can find it when I grade this. Who was the writer? When was it published? Give me a summary of it. 3 literary devices, alliteration, it used simile, used metaphor, et cetera, et cetera. So we require those in a column, 3 literary devices. Last year, 2 years ago, we actually had it on a form. Last year, we just highly recommended it. Comment on the lead. The lead is the first paragraph, a few sentences of the story. So make some comments here about the lead. What did it do for you? What emotions did the column evoke in you, and why and how, and explain that a little bit. I'm thinking, 3 to 5 sentences for each of these answers, and nothing like really extensive, but still I want to know what you're thinking. What praise would you give the writer? What suggestions would you give the writer? And then I want you to rank the column from 1 to 5 in these areas: collegiate word choice, organization, flow, sentence punctuation, variety, creativity, and then there's no errors. And you can just put a little 1 through 5 right here, and then explain one of your grades right here. Just trying to give you some experience with columns, with reading multiple columns. I would recommend that you choose, of the 2 that you read, and I would read a lot more than that before you write yours, but of the 2 that you do here, a different person, please choose different people. And I don't know, I would look for different approaches, because columns really have a lot of different approaches. And I would just look for different kinds of columns, so you don't do the same kind of analysis. So I think that pretty much covers this week. Let's review and make sure. We're going to watch presentation assignment video. That's what you're doing right now. You work on your presentation. Column analysis number 1 is due right here by Group B by 2 p.m. You can see that Group A will do theirs on Wednesday. There'll be assignments on Google Classroom up there. And then we'll work on presentations, and we'll move towards writing or giving the presentations. And then on Friday, I hope to have a video ready for how to write your columns. But I think reading these sample columns will be good. All right, that's my story. Now, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.